Palau stands at the top of one carbon dioxide ranking. China stands at the top of another. Both rankings are correct. They simply measure different things. One compares carbon dioxide emissions per person. The other measures total national carbon dioxide emissions. By the final snapshot, Palau records the world's highest carbon dioxide emissions per capita at 82.842611 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person, yet ranks only number 151 in total national emissions with 1.4659 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. China, meanwhile, produces the world's largest total national carbon dioxide emissions at 13,124.7280 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, while ranking only number 19 in emissions per person with 9.315089 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. The same data. Two very different perspectives. Welcome to Data Race 360. In the year 1970, those two perspectives are already moving in different directions. Palau opens the per capita ranking with 175.475018 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person, followed by Qatar, the United Arab Emirates, Luxembourg, and Kuwait. The opening top 10 is completed by the United States, Libya, Czechia, Canada, and Estonia. But the national picture tells a completely different story. The United States leads total carbon dioxide emissions with 4,594.8060 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, while Russia, Germany, China, and Japan form the rest of the leading five. The United Kingdom, Ukraine, France, Canada, and Italy complete the opening national top 10. Only one country appears in both rankings. Canada is number 9 in emissions per person and number 9 in total national emissions. The contrast becomes even sharper at the very top. Palau leads the world in emissions per person, yet ranks only number 110 in total national emissions with 1.9948 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. Qatar ranks second per person but only number 71 nationally with 14.7010 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. The United States tells the opposite story. It stands only number 6 in emissions per person, yet already ranks number 1 in total national emissions. From the very first year, the two rankings are not competing with each other. They are answering different questions. By 1980, the names at the top remain the same, but the story beneath them begins to change. Palau still leads the per capita ranking with 162.562138 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. Qatar remains second at 52.788017. The gap between them grows to 109.774122 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. Most of the movement now happens lower down the ranking. Saudi Arabia enters at number 5, Bahrain at number 8, and Brunei Darussalam at number 9. Canada, Czechia, and Libya leave the top 10. Estonia climbs to number 6. Kuwait slips to number 7. The United States falls to number 10. While the per capita ranking quietly reshapes itself, the national ranking begins to reveal a much larger shift. The United States remains the world's largest national emitter with 4,780.1923 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. China climbs to number 3 with 1,564.7368 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, despite ranking only number 94 in emissions per person. Palau, meanwhile, still leads the per capita ranking but falls to only number 118 in total national emissions. The contrast that opened this documentary has not disappeared. It has become even clearer. One ranking continues to be dominated by countries with the highest emissions per person. The other is beginning to reflect the growing scale of national emissions, with China already emerging as a major force. By 1990, the contrast between the two rankings becomes even more pronounced. Palau continues to lead the world in carbon dioxide emissions per person, with 141.293663 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person, while Qatar remains second at 38.579883. Behind them, the per capita top 10 continues to evolve. Luxembourg climbs to number 3, the United Arab Emirates moves to number 4, Estonia holds number 5, Bahrain rises to number 6, the United States slips to number 7, Kuwait falls to number 8, Brunei Darussalam remains number 9, and Russia enters the top 10 at number 10. Russia is also the world's second largest national emitter, producing 2,436.2695 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. The United States still leads total national emissions with 4,983.6037 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. China is now close behind in third at 2,414.2762 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent, narrowing the gap with Russia. Another country also begins to emerge. India enters the national top 10 at number 7 with 600.6812 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. Yet it ranks only number 115 in emissions per person, at just 0.694451 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. The two rankings are no longer simply highlighting different leaders. They are revealing entirely different groups of countries. China and India are becoming increasingly important in total emissions, even while remaining far outside the per capita top 10. By 2005, one of the defining moments of the documentary arrives. China becomes the world's largest national emitter, overtaking the United States with 6,235.6852 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. The United States moves to second with 5,888.1657 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. It is the biggest leadership change in the national ranking. But nothing changes at the top of the per capita chart. Palau still ranks number 1 with 87.552349 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. Qatar remains second with 52.773901. The contrast has never been stronger. The new national leader, China, ranks only number 60 in emissions per person with 4.782994 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. Meanwhile, Palau, the world's highest emitter per person, stands only number 137 in total national emissions with 1.7352 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. The reshuffling continues beneath Palau as well. Trinidad and Tobago surges into number 4. Australia enters the top 10 at number 9. Canada returns at number 10. At the same time, Brunei Darussalam, Estonia, and Russia drop out of the per capita top 10. The United States remains one of the few countries that stays significant in both perspectives, ranking number 8 per person while holding number 2 nationally. Another new arrival appears in the national ranking. Korea, Republic enters the total emissions top 10 at number 9 with 515.9796 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. By this point, the documentary's central contrast is fully established. China now dominates total national emissions. Palau continues to dominate emissions per person. The same carbon dioxide. Two fundamentally different ways of measuring it. By 2011, another major shift takes place in the national ranking. India overtakes Russia to become the world's third largest national emitter, reaching 1845.6437 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. Yet on the per capita ranking, India stands only number 109 with 1.463374 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. Its rise reinforces the growing separation between national scale and individual intensity. China remains firmly in first place with 9,955.7482 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. The United States continues to rank second. While the national leaders remain stable, the per capita ranking tells a different story. Palau strengthens its lead, rising to 131.081978 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. Qatar remains second with 51.198115. Behind them, the top 10 reshuffles once again. Trinidad and Tobago climbs to number 3, Kuwait reaches number 4, the United Arab Emirates holds number 5, Bahrain moves to number 6, and Luxembourg slips to number 7. Saudi Arabia returns to the top 10 at number 8. Brunei Darussalam also returns at number 9. Oman appears for the first time at number 10. At the same time, the United States, Canada, and Australia leave the per capita top 10. One country now links both perspectives. Saudi Arabia enters the national top 10 at number 10 with 509.2150 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent while also ranking number 8 in emissions per person. Most countries appear in only one ranking. Saudi Arabia is becoming one of the few exceptions. By 2015, the national leaders remain unchanged, but the two rankings continue to evolve in very different ways. China still leads total national emissions with 10,749.8966 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. The United States remains second with 5,132.9841 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. More importantly, the gap between them expands to 5,616.9125 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. China's lead continues to grow even though it ranks only number 36 in emissions per person with 7.790570 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. At the other end of the comparison, Palau remains the world's highest emitter per person with 67.270681 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person, yet stands only number 151 in total national emissions. The per capita top 10 is also settling into a familiar pattern. Palau and Qatar continue to hold the top 2 positions. Trinidad and Tobago remains number 3. Kuwait stays number 4. Bahrain climbs to number 5. The United Arab Emirates is number 6. Saudi Arabia and Oman move into number 7 and number 8. Brunei Darussalam holds number 9. Australia enters the top 10 at number 10. Luxembourg, once one of the world's highest per capita emitters, drops out of the top 10. Unlike earlier years, the national top 10 records no change in membership. The movement now comes from widening gaps rather than new entrants. Meanwhile, the per capita ranking continues to reshape itself from within, gradually taking the form it will keep through the final years. By 2020, stability becomes the biggest story in one ranking, while change appears in the other. The per capita top 10 welcomes no new countries. Instead, the movement happens entirely within the existing group. Palau remains first with 71.740108 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. Qatar continues to hold second. Bahrain climbs to number 3. Brunei Darussalam makes the largest move, rising from number 9 to number 4. Trinidad and Tobago slips from number 3 to number 5. Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Oman, and Australia. Complete and otherwise unchanged top 10. The membership is remarkably stable. Only the order continues to evolve. The national ranking tells a different story. China remains the world's largest national emitter with 11,964.1285 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. The United States holds second. India remains third. This time, the new movement comes lower down the table. Indonesia enters the national top 10 at number 9 with 596.2839 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. Canada leaves the top 10 for the first time. Yet Indonesia ranks only number 94 in emissions per person with 2.169766 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. Its arrival reinforces a pattern that has become increasingly clear. Throughout the documentary, a country can become one of the world's largest total emitters without ever approaching the highest per capita emissions. Palau illustrates the opposite side of that contrast once again. It continues to lead the world in emissions per person, while ranking only number 149 in total national emissions. By 2024, the documentary reaches its final snapshot. The leaders never change. Palau finishes first in carbon dioxide emissions per person with 82.842611 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. China finishes first in total national carbon dioxide emissions with 13,124.7280 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. The final per capita top 10 consists of Palau, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Brunei Darussalam, Trinidad and Tobago, Oman, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Australia. Compared with the opening year, only 4 countries remain in that top 10, Palau, Qatar, Kuwait, and United Arab Emirates. Bahrain, Brunei Darussalam, Trinidad and Tobago, Oman, Saudi Arabia, and Australia replace Luxembourg, the United States, Libya, Czechia, Canada, and Estonia. The national top 10 finishes with China, the United States, India, Russia, Japan, Iran, Islamic Republic, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Korea, Republic, and Germany. 5 countries remain from the opening ranking: China, the United States, Japan, Germany, and Russia. India, Iran, Islamic Republic, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, and Korea. Republic replaced the United Kingdom, Ukraine, France, Canada, and Italy. Only 1 country appears in both final top 10s. Saudi Arabia ranks number 8 in emissions per person and number 8 in total national emissions. It becomes the strongest bridge between the two measurements. The contrast that opened this documentary remains unchanged. Palau leads the world in emissions per person, yet ranks only number 151 in total national emissions with 1.4659 million tons of carbon dioxide equivalent. China produces the world's largest total national emissions, yet ranks only number 19 in emissions per person with 9.315089 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent per person. India strengthens the national perspective, finishing number 3 in total emissions while ranking only number 98 per person. Brunei Darussalam reinforces the opposite pattern, finishing number 5 per person while ranking only number 110 nationally. Trinidad and Tobago follows the same pattern, placing number 6 per person but only number 76 in total national emissions. Neither ranking tells the whole story on its own. Together, they reveal 2 different dimensions of the same dataset. One measures carbon dioxide emissions produced by each person. The other measures the total emissions produced by an entire nation. Both perspectives are accurate. They simply answer different questions. Subscribe to Data Race 360 for more data-driven stories.